Hello, welcome to the channel. Today we gonna talk about perfect participial phases. This videos is gonna to talk about 5 tips of using perfect participial phases. Let's get started. Tips number 1. What is a perfect participial phase? A perfect participial phase starts with having plus a past participle. Example: having locked all the doors. This phase starting with having followed with a past participle, so it's a perfect participial phase. Where could we find a perfect participial phase in a sentence? Whenever we use a perfect participial phase, we could find it at the beginning of a sentence like this: having locked all the doors, Sally finally went to bed. So it is starting at the beginning of a sentence. Tips number 3. What time do we use a perfect participial phase? Number 1. An action happened before another action. Take a look at this example. Having locked all the doors. Action B, went to bed. If we try to tell the audience that action A happened before action B, then we could use a perfect participial phase at the beginning of a sentence like this. For example, action A, having lost the keys. Action B, Tom can't go back home. So the sentence will be looking like: having lost the key, Tom can't go back home. Also, that is another situation that we could use a perfect participial phase. We could also use a perfect participial phase to tell a reason of the main sentence. Example: having spent several years in Hong Kong, I know this city well. Having spent several years in Hong Kong giving you the reason that somebody know this city well. Alright? Then now, how could we use a perfect participial phase to make a sentence? Let's take a look at tips number 4. There are 2 parts in the sentence. 1. After she had locked all the doors. Part number 2. Sally finally went to bed. By taking away the word after and the subject she, we changed had locked into having locked. The sentence is now changing from an adverbial clause to a perfect participle phase. But remember, the function of a perfect participle phase is still a color green. And the sentence will be looking like: having locked all the doors, Sally finally went to bed. Alright, now we move on to tips number 5. There are 2 tricks you could remember. 1. Same subject. Both parts of the sentence must be using the same subject. Take a look at this example. As Sally has spent several years in Hong Kong, her mom worried about her. The 2 parts of the sentence actually is using 2 different subjects, Sally and her mom. So we couldn't replace the first adverbial clause by a perfect participle phase because they are using the different subjects. Tricks number 2. The tenses that could be used in the main sentence. We could use a past tense, a present tense, and even a future tense in the main sentence. The logic is, the function of using a present participle phase is to tell an action happens before another. So we could understand that if we use a present perfect tense or a past perfect tense at the beginning of the sentence, the second actions must be used at least a past tense or even a present tense and a future tense. Or if you're using to give a reasons of the main sentence, you could expect these reasons could be happen in front of the action of the main sentence. Very good. That's all for today. Like this video and subscribe our channel. See you next time. Goodbye.